Hi everyone, welcome to Maximum Attack Rallying. Sorry for there not being as much content as there would usually be. Obviously, some of you will be aware of my situation, having cancer treatment right now, so it's not been very easy. Last week I had to have a feeding tube inserted into my stomach, which was as unpleasant as you would imagine. So I didn't get a chance to do a video at the end of last week. I'm still trying to do one video a week, so please bear with me over the next few weeks, and hopefully we'll soon be through all of this and we can get back to normal, and that would be amazing. Anyway, there's been a few things going on that I wanted to talk about today. It's going to be a bit of a rant. I'm sorry, I haven't ranted recently, but today is going to be a bit of a rant because I have to ask the question, what are we doing? What are we doing? I've seen some videos and articles recently that have really made me question even more, to be honest, the direction that we're heading and just the lack of clarity, to be honest. So there was an article last week on rallyjournal.com. Andrew Wheatley confirmed that Hyundai are working on some upgrades for the i20 Rally 2. He wouldn't be drawn, of course, on the future of the Korean manufacturer beyond the end of this season, but the website did suggest that maybe Hyundai could go down more of a customer route, you know, similar to how Skoda operate things, so a sort of semi-works team run by someone else. We, of course, still don't know what's going to be happening with M Sport. They have given us some signals recently that they are still looking at next year. So John Armstrong and Robert Jurgensen will be doing the Grampian Rally in Scotland in August, just to get some experience of the Scottish gravel before next year's WRC event, which is also based out of Aberdeen. Elfyn Evans will also be there in a Toyota Rally 2. Does that mean that M Sport will commit to the WRC for 2027? Of course, we don't know that. Will they use the WRC to Rally 2 Fiesta? We don't know that. And then on top of all of that, I saw an article on rallymagazine.de, a German outlet, claiming that the FIA, with some support from Toyota, are now considering allowing an aerodynamic upgrade kit for Rally 2 cars to try and bring them into line speed-wise with the 2027 space frame cars that are coming next year. The new, they're going to be called Rally 1 again, aren't they? Apparently, according to this article, Skoda, Citroën, Lancia are apparently against this change. And this is the point where I have to say, honestly, what the hell are we doing? What are we doing at this point? We are barely 6 months away from the start of the 2027 season, and we don't even seem to really know what the regulations are going to look like for the top category, the top two categories even, you know. And on top of that, Hyundai and M Sport have yet to commit. So two of the major teams have yet to commit. A big part of that is because we still don't know who the new promoter is going to be, which is stopping them from committing. And now we're talking again about splitting Rally 2 into, you know, a sub plus category, presumably alongside having WRC2 with existing spec WRC Rally 2 type cars. I mean, at this point, this is genuinely just getting a bit ridiculous. The lack of clarity is beyond frustrating. You know, I think the obsession with forcing this set of regulations that no one aside from Toyota and a couple of privateers actually seem to care about, just to me says that we as a championship are completely lost and don't really know what to do for the future. I think the idea that there has to be this elite category at the top of the championship is just pure fabrication and has come along, you know, back in 2017 when we got those WRC cars, and it's just led us down this path of spiraling costs, lack of manufacturer support. And I just don't even know where it came from. You know, it's like, well, we need to have an elite category for the WRC. Why? WRC has never in its history has the WRC had an elite category. The beauty of rallying and of the WRC was that anyone could compete. Anyone with the budget could buy a top-level car and do their local event. They could buy a lower-level car and do their local WRC event. Or, if you had the money, you could go and buy the latest Subaru, Ford, Mitsubishi, Toyota, whatever it may be, and you could drive it on single venue, the lowest of the low rallies, if that made you happy. The whole purpose, the whole point of WRC throughout its history is that it has been accessible. Yes, there's been factory teams competing at the top level with big budgets in the best cars, but anyone could access those cars. Those cars were eligible to compete at every single level of the sport, whether it was an entry-level, single-level clubman rally in Cheshire, right up to the WRC in Corsica or Argentina. That was the point. This whole elite thing is just, it's a fabrication, and I don't even know where it's come from. And as far as I can see, all it's doing is damaging the sport. It's driven manufacturers away, it's driven costs up, it's driven privateers away. Who is this for? Who thought of all of this? And why is this idea allowed to been allowed to propagate? And who is it helping? You know, who is it helping? As I said, since 2017, those cars, while spectacular, and they did do some good things in terms of raising the interest in the sport, they eliminated privateer competitors almost overnight. We went from having loads of privateers in 2016 spec WRC cars to 2017 having basically no one. Martin Prokop did a few events and decided he couldn't afford it and went off and did Rally Raid instead. It killed privateers at the top level instantly. And we haven't had a new manufacturer join the championship since Toyota back in 2017. And here we are, 6 months out from 2027, 10 years later, and we still don't have one. There are still no new manufacturers signed up to 2027. The two of the existing manufacturers have not committed, partly, as I said, because of the promoter situation. What are we doing here? You know, it's an absolute farce. And now to read articles saying, well, you know, we're thinking about splitting the whole Rally 2 thing and having an upgrade kit so that Rally 2 cars can compete against the new 2027 cars. What are we doing? Who is steering this ship? And are they just twirling the wheel round like a madman because they don't really know what to do? Because that's what it feels like. I keep saying this, I keep banging this drum. The solution, probably back in 2017, if we were honest with ourselves, was just to switch to Rally 2. The cars were more than fast enough. We don't need an elite category of car just for the WRC because that has never been a thing in rallying, ever. That is a fabrication. This is not Formula One. Rallying is supposed to be accessible, so you don't need those fancy cars just for WRC. Rally 2 is fine. Yes, you could argue that you could up the performance level slightly in the future for the next homologation cycle, but do you need to? In my view, no. If you put Ogier, Evans, Tanak, Rovanperä, any of these guys in a WRC 2 car, they will still be spectacular. So I think that's, again, it's another fabrication which has come about because of these ridiculous regulations we've had over the last few seasons. All you need is, for me at this point, yes, I understand there's challenges with the manufacturers. Allow people to homologate Rally 2 cars privately, just like Toyota have done with the Corolla RC2 in the US, which just won its first event a few days ago. That's the solution, isn't it? That way, yes, you can have manufacturers building a Rally 2 car, and you can still have your privateers like the Spanish guys and the guys in Belgium that were going to build cars for next season. They can just build a Rally 2 car. Problem solved. Problem solved. Those cars can compete everywhere against all of the other hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Rally 2 cars that are already out there, and rallying continues. And it's successful because there's loads of affordable cars out there. I just don't understand what we're doing. I don't understand. And I'm going to stop talking because my tummy hurts from this stupid implant. Anyway, let me know in the comments below what you think. Do you think I'm on the right track? Do you think it's as mad as it looks? Maybe it's the drugs. Maybe it's the painkillers that are making me see things a bit weirdly. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think. While you're there, of course, do make sure you hit those like, subscribe, and hype buttons. I very much appreciate it. As I said, I will try and get back to 2 videos a week as soon as possible, so I do apologise for the delay. One final thing, just thank you to everyone that has commented on the little daily shorts and reels and things that I've been doing on my treatment. There will be another one of those later today, probably before this goes out. No, maybe just after this goes out. So stay tuned for that. I really am grateful for all of your support with all of this. Like I said, hopefully we'll be back to normal soon. Hopefully I'll be back to normal soon. I don't think the WRC will be back to normal soon. That just seems a bit messed up, doesn't it? Bye for now.